Amanda. Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Sane Artist. We're gonna do the makeup, we're gonna do it live. Just gonna situate this. I've got some hormonal things going. Just one. It's healing. But if you're new here, I'd love for you to subscribe. This is Monday where I do my morning Monday makeup. I do it live. I have an eye look that I've already got picked. I have my colors picked through my Facebook group with the Pick My Look that I put out on Mondays. And I do all of them. I just go from most popular to least popular. They're all good. But it helps you like venture and try colors you maybe wouldn't have, or see colors you maybe wouldn't have given a second look at. And I do that all the time. So hi, good morning. I got my back cup and my coffee. I love doing these lives. And I'm full disclosure, lately, I think it's because I was talking with some of my friends. I think that while I had to take a break in August from doing my Monday lives, it put me in a different algorithm from taking a break. And now that I'm regularly coming on here live, I'm getting some interesting characters. So if you're one of my regulars, please comment, say hi, tell me where you're from, keep it nice. I always like to keep it nice. I love my community here. It's just, I feel like I've gotten a little sidetracked from them and I'm trying to get back. And that comes with showing up every Monday. And tomorrow's October 1st. I'm so excited to pull out all my Halloween stuff. I've pulled out a couple things, but not all of them. And it's gonna be fun, but I'm gonna do my makeup. I do Saint makeup. It is a cream-based 3D foundation. Desiree, thank you. If things start getting crazy, just say hey again. I like when my regulars talk to me. I like when we can get into a niche. I do my eyes first. I finish with my face. Everybody wants to see the face, but I love coming on here and doing my lives. They are long. We will be here about an hour. Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, Sharon. Oh, I love where I am so far. I plan to sit down with my computer this week and set up modulars with keywords to keep the critters out, but I just haven't done it yet. But I don't know what we're going to talk about today. It comes with talking. That's one of my favorite things about doing these makeup lives, is I love talking about techniques. So yes, I'm wearing Saint makeup, but the techniques that I use can be used with, there we are, got the first critter. But I'm trying to hide them the best that I can. And so it does get distracting. I'm not gonna lie. I try to read all the comments the best that I can. And that comes with, I end up reading the crummy ones and I get sidetracked. But I'm trying to get me back into my normal grind of my usual. So if you're good, say hi. If you're a critter, move on. I don't know. But let's talk about the makeup. I'm gonna start again with my eyes. In my Facebook group, I will be live tomorrow. In my Facebook group, I go live in there every first of the month and just talk about the things to come, because starting tomorrow, everything changes. Saint will no longer be an MLM, which is great because that gets into the nitty-gritty with some not so nice people. But it's an affiliate program. If you're interested in the affiliate program, I'm here to talk to you about it. I'm not here to spam you with crud, but I love talking about makeup. And on my live tomorrow, I'll be talking about the affiliate program a little bit, but I'm mainly going to be talking about new releases that are coming out. Mine will be here today to pick up, so I will be able to use it on my live tomorrow on Facebook. So if you're not part of my group, okay, go to the group. Mississippi. Oh, I used to live in the South. I didn't live in the Mississippi South. I feel like I missed out. I feel like I missed out on a good, like, gosh, I think I would have done better. I was in the deep South of Louisiana. That was rough. But tomorrow live, we'll have new products that are coming out on October 10th, and we're going to be talking about the new loyalty rewards program because Xanadu is back. Tomorrow's the new shade of the month, which is Spell. It's so beautiful. If you loved Philly, if you like cocoa, you're going to love Spell. And I layered ginger on top of Spell last week, and it was beautiful. I don't usually grab ginger, and it was so good. But we're going to get started on the makeup and get started. And I use Singen's. I don't sell this stuff. A lot of the things that I share, I don't get paid off of. It's just Saint that I make my money off of and being here. And so this is Singen's. It is a cream eyeshadow that sets, and it will hold your eyeshadow on without creasing. There is a link in my description if you want to try it. It's incredible. It's great for if you have greasy eyelids, which I do. I have oily eyelids, and I love that my makeup could last overnight if I needed to, and I have needed it to. And it was really good. So we just dip a little dot on the lids, and then I use a brush because I find the oils of my fingers, just mixing my oils with the formula of this product, it just ends up taking away from what it can do, which is not creasing your eyeshadow. And so I just use a brush. This is a BK Beauty Brush 203. There's also a link for this one. I used to link the Small Eyes collection. Now I just linked this brush. This is the only one out of that whole collection that I use. A lot of people recommended that collection, so I got it. I tried it because they said that Saint's eyeshadow brush was just too big. And I found BK's to be bigger. That's what I found. There's some great brushes in the collection, but this by far, this used to be the shape of brush that was my go-to in the 90s because we didn't have a lot of options, we know. And this was the go-to size brush. You just had it in different sizes, but I love it for pressing out this product. It makes it really easy. All right, so we just press this out and it gives it a nice balance, but I always recommend setting your primers with a powder. Powders blend better on powders. And so I'm gonna use a pink tone. It is in this nice little palette too. This is available. And if you wanna wait to get Xanadu, get Spell, you wanna grab this palette too that's limited edition, I say wait till tomorrow. But if you have a loyalty link that needs to get cashed out, it needs to be done today or you will lose your credits. And for most people that could be $20, but for some people it could be $200. So go check your credits and then click cash out. So you just go into your account for Saint, go into the upper right corner and click the human, a menu pops down and you click parties. And then a box will pop up and it gives you all your information and you just close it out and start. You have to do it today or you will lose your credits. I've messaged everybody. I have posted about it. You got to get it done today. I mean, I have one I got to get done today. But I'm going to take this pink color. This is Paris. I love this as a good base. But Pup, Cupcake, Mama, there's a couple others. If they're light, it's really easy to just press one of those on. But I like setting this from pretty much lash to brow. And this will help create, it sets the cream that I laid on, but it also makes everything blend really nicely where it doesn't feel like it sticks to the primer and then you're working extra hard. All right, so let's see. Good morning from Arizona. Oh. Okay, Arizona, I got a question. What's the weather like in May? I was with my sister-in-laws. We were doing wedding dress shopping for one of them and we were discussing bachelorette and Arizona came up on the list, but we were wondering, you know, is it blazing hot in May? Is it? I know it's hot. All right, so I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna grab a fluffy brush. I'm not sure how I wanna do this. I think I wanna use an eyeshadow brush. I typically gravitate towards the blur brush because it has this nice big dense end, but then it has this fluffy end. And I'm gonna grab an eyeshadow brush. I haven't used one in quite some time, and I think we need to see it. All right, so this is the difference. They're very similar on the top. So this one right here is the eyeshadow brush. This is the blur brush. This is the difference between small eyes and bigger eyes. And if you're really good with doing eyeshadows and you're used to using the big brushes. But they're very similar on the fluffy end, but then on the short end, the eyeshadow brush is small and then the blur brush is big, and that's the only difference. All right, I'm gonna use the eyeshadow brush today, and my colors are right here. We've got pomegranate, we've got gilded, and we've got peppa. I've always really loved these two. Peppa's one of my favorite soft shimmers for the eye because you can mess with all sorts of different colors, dark to light. And even if you're putting something dark and you feel like it's shrinking your eye or making you look more mature, if you grab something like peppa, it can lighten it, it can brighten it, and it just elevates it really nice. All right, I'm gonna go into pomegranate with a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna keep this up on my brow bone, and we're gonna blend this around, and this is just gonna be my transition color. Because this is pretty much my one and only dark color. Hold on just a second. Work on a couple of things here, but you can make any one of these colors that you can make it more than one color. So I'm going to use this as a transition color, also going to use it as a deepened outer corner, but it's also going to get even darker and it's going to be part of my eyeliner, which is Really nice. All right, so taking that pomegranate, and I always keep it up top. If you have hooded eyes or maturing eyes and you feel like it's just getting a little loosey-goosey, this is a really good method of just keeping that and tapping it with a fluffy brush. Is there a way to use dark without closing off your eye or aging the face at all? Yes, and I'm going to show how I do that today because it's been a method I've been playing with. And one of the main things, sorry, I have a little bit of a cold. But no, it's okay. It's good to ask questions. I love questions because it takes us into all these other things. All right, let's see. Okay, the new products, Brandy, those are coming out on October 10th. But Spell and Xanadu, Spell will be out tomorrow. Xanadu came out yesterday. But I think it's best if you don't have a party to cash out to wait to buy tomorrow, because then you start accruing those loyalty credits automatically. You don't need a special link for it. But keeping your lid light and clear of dark color will help give you that open. I'm going to do one eye and show how I can change the shape of my eye to add width and lift. I did this last Monday too. I'm here every Monday and at 8 a.m. Pacific time, showing different methods and things that have just been kind of heavy on the conversations of my customers and just people who like Saint or just like makeup. All right, hold on. Let's see. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this dense scent. So I have pomegranate up here and I just keep it going up and out. So we're moving in an outward, upward motion. Okay. A lot of people consider me unhooded, and when I'm looking straight on, I can see how people can think that. I think not every hooded eye is the same as the next. And so when I'm looking straight on, a lot of people say you don't have hooded eyes, but when I turn to the side, it's this part that gives me hooded. So my hooded isn't going to be like everybody's hooded. If you're more hooded than me, that's okay. All right. I'm going to press into pomegranate, deepen it, and we're going to do a greater than. I'm going to go along the lash line, and I'm going outside of the eye. So I'm going all the way out here, but then onto this hooded area, we're going to build it up. If you have a lot of extra skin, and that sounds so gross, but if you have excess skin or a lot of movement on your lid, tap it. Just tap over and then tap it up. I'm using Saint eyeshadow and I find that they blend really easily and they have a lot more product than typical tints. So if you go and compare the grams per hours versus MAC, Urban Decay, we do have more. Some of them tell us how much. I want to say it's 4.6 gram. Oh, here we go. I got one. Oh boy. Oh, sorry, I was wrong. It's 2.1 grams. And that's going to be more than typical eyeshadows out there. Plus, they magnetic in. You can customize your palette and put whatever colors you want in there. That's super nice. So then you can fill your palette with, so you don't end up with 15 shades of brown and you only use 3. So that's one of the things that I really love about Saint is it's all in one place. It's totally customizable to what I want out of my makeup. And then I'm here to help you make your palette exactly what you want out of your makeup. Let's see. Oh, it's very hot. 111 today. But it's almost October. Let's see. So we're going to go around and up. And we're just keeping this on the outer corner, and then we're gonna work our way up and over on that brow bone, and you can tap this or swirl this. And just by using a smaller, denser brush, it takes this color and deepened it even more. And then you could take this fluffy in and you could blend it out and blend it down if you want to. I'm not gonna put any product under my eye yet, okay? But I am gonna press these colors in and get them right where I want them. And I do like having a little bit along my lash line, but keeping the main focus of my lid light and open, okay? So the next color I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna use my finger on these, but this is gilded. It has a purple tone to it. And I'm gonna rub my finger on right here, and I use my ring finger, and I'm gonna press this on the outer part, kind of over all of it, okay? It's not a lot, but it's gonna add a little bit of shimmer, and it's really beautifully soft, okay? But it keeps that lightness going. And then I'm gonna go into Peppa, which is this more peachy tone, and we are going to press that on the inner lid. And I like having a bit of shimmer. If you have really mature lids, what's really nice about using a soft, these are soft shimmers, they're not high fleck, but when you put them on a more mature lid, it punches it up really pretty. I love when you can use your own texture of your skin to make your makeup look better. Okay, I am going to grab an etch brush. It's a nice small brush. It has this square end I'm going to be using, but it also has this nice short dense end. All right, I'm going to get it wet, and we're going to take that pomegranate and punch it up even more. All right, and so I'm going to take this spray. I'm just going to spray it over here so I don't get it all over myself. Okay, but we just get the brush wet. I'm going to tap off a little bit of excess, and we want it wet because it's going to take this pomegranate color. We're going to turn it into an eyeliner. And I'm just going to wiggle and press this, tap off any excess. This is why I do my eyes first, is because when you do your eyes first, if there's any fallout and you don't want it to mix with your makeup, especially your under eye makeup, because that's gonna help when you do your makeup, you can clean it up, but when it falls into your makeup, it accentuates darkness. It makes darkness where there was none, and it can also accentuate your fine lines. So do your eyeshadow before your face, biggest tip. Okay. Let's see, I need to get rid of Pablo. Okay, this is actually live, not pre-recorded. No, I am live. All right, so we're gonna go in with that short end where I have the pomegranate, and I am going to just put eyeliner on the outer quarter of my eye. And I'm just gonna tap this out, and I'm gonna build out and up. So this is gonna be a very small wing, but adding that depth, thank you. Adding that depth on the outer top of my lashes is going to give my eye that little bit of lift. You see how the shape of the eye has changed just a little bit? Okay. And so we're just going to add this up and out and only on the outer quarter, because if you bring that eyeliner fully heavy over, that's going to shrink your eye and it's going to make it look smaller than it is. All right, then we're gonna take some more and we're just gonna hit on this inner edge, and we're gonna add just a touch of definition. But when you're using an eyeshadow, it's soft, okay? Makeup is skincare. I don't think a lot of people look at it as skincare, but the way you take care of your skin matters. Makeup will not make your acne worse. It can if it's the wrong product. I get hormonal breakouts. There's no makeup or skincare out there that's gonna stop. But when you're using the right skincare and you're double cleansing, so wash your makeup off and then wash your face. So that's 2 cleanses to get the makeup off and then to also wash your skin is going to help. But also finding makeup that works with your skin, not against your skin. I used a lot of setting makeup that didn't move for 24 hours. And for me, that made me break out because I was constantly piling more on to cover it. It was clogging my pores. My skin wasn't breathing. When I switched to a cream makeup, my skin stopped breaking out. And then when I was double cleansing, it helped with my skin not breaking out. And then also don't be a face toucher and wash your hands a lot throughout the day, because all of those things play a part, but your makeup also is a part of your skincare. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. But no, it does not. All right, so I've just added that little depth on the outside. I go a little extra high. Yes, and wash pillowcases. Everything is skincare, basically. The food you eat is skincare. Okay, so I've added that little bit of darkness to the top, okay? And now I'm gonna do more eyeliner. I like to waterline. I am of an age, so my eyelashes are not super full. They're not crazy long. I do use a Babe Lash eyelash serum. It's been working really good. I do it morning and night. But one of the things that I do to help widen my eye, give my eyelashes more, hold on just a second here. We don't like that guy. Okay, so one of the things that we do, there we go. Okay, so one of the things that I do is I want to make my eyelashes look fuller. I'm going to take an eyeliner. This is just an inexpensive Maybelline Tattoo Studio Smoky Eye in black. And I'm going to waterline the top. We're not going to do anything with the bottom. This does set, so I'm doing this now, letting it set and do all of its stuff. But there's always just like a system. I believe in order in the way that I do things. But I'm going to waterline just the top. And this is gonna push into those lashes and make them look a little fuller. but I don't bring it all the way to that inner corner. I don't want it to transfer and darken right over here and make my eye, again, look smaller. I'm 43 years old, and so I'm trying to do things just to have a little more youthful of a look, but still age gracefully. But I want to feel my most confident, and the way I do my makeup helps me with that. Makeup is for us, it's personal, it's ours, that's it, the end. It's not for anyone else. Okay, so just giving it that waterline, pressing up in those lashes to fill in between. And then I go in to a liquid liner. And the biggest thing for me is I like a felt tip. I don't like the bristles. I don't want anything really hard. I have sensitive eyes, okay? I'm going in, it's just a nice, tiny felt tip. And I like this because when you use it, let's use the palette as our background, hold on. This is why I like a felt tip. If you use a brush, bristle brush, what will happen is it just gets a little, oops, flimsy. So we're just gonna go in and we're gonna go up to the thing, and you can see how it moves, but it's not loosey-goosey. And that is what I like with my eyeliner. I'm gonna go on that outer quarter, and we're gonna draw from the lash line out and up a bit. But if you have a hooded eye, pay attention to where that fold is. You can do, there's a way of lining outside of that and crossing over the crease. Personally, for me, I don't like that look, so that's why I'm not gonna do it. But we are just gonna pull it straight out and up. Then we're gonna come about 1 millimeter up and starting where our lashes start growing, and we're gonna go up and out again. And I'm gonna zoom in so you can see, I'm creating a really tiny wing. A lot of people say you can barely see it. I'm not drawing this wing on to have a dramatic eyeliner. I am drawing my eyeliner on to give my eye lift. That's why I'm doing it this way. And so I just build this up, build this out, and it has this little tiny wing. And do you see how it adds just that little bit of lift, but also adds a little bit of length to the eye? That's why I do the eyeliner. I don't do it for a dramatic eyeliner. If I wanted to do that, I would, okay? My eyebrows, yes, I didn't do these on purpose, that's for sure. Yes, they're real. Okay, I do my eyebrows last because when I do my makeup, it messes it up. But again, on my Monday lives, these are long, just full disclosure. I'm here for about an hour, but I do have a ton of videos that are more short form, and they break down the face. Like I've got an eyebrow, I've got an eye, I've got a face tutorial, I've got lip tutorials. I break it down, but my Monday lives is the full meal deal. Okay, I'll do this one fast and you can kind of see more real time than chat time. All right, I'm gonna take a blend brush. This is Saint's blend brush. This is one of the things I like about Saint is their brushes are double-ended. They all have a great purpose, and I do like to talk about them. I'm gonna go into my cream. So this is my Saint makeup, la la la. And I really like customizing. I took some out, so I have some blank spots. What do we got here? Ooh, let's play with mango today. All right, I'm gonna go into my lightest color right here, just a little bit. We don't want our bristles sticking together, and I'm gonna clean up under my eye. Just gonna do a little house cleaning right here, just to get a little bit of this darkness. I use a lash serum, and it creates this red darkness under my eyes. And so I'm just gonna clean things up, and just doing that, again, added a little bit of lift to my eye. A little bit of lift. I'm going to take that etch brush I was using, and I'm just gonna take whatever's left on this end from where I made that little wing, and we're gonna go right in the middle, right here. But we're not gonna go to the corner. We're just gonna focus this on the mid of the eye, right here. That's it. So we have it open here, we have it open here, okay? Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna go in on the other side here. I'm gonna go into one of my darker colors. This is my winter shade. This is my summer shade. Right now I'm transitioning back to winter, so I'm gonna use them both together. I'm gonna grab a little bit of my winter shade onto this squared end, and we're gonna water line the bottom. Now that my top water line has set, I'm gonna take this and we're gonna water line with this brush. You can do this with those nude pens too. It's taking a method and doing what you want. This doesn't burn the eyes. And then I'm going to wing this out and clean up. Just gonna clean things up right here. It doesn't have to be perfect because once we do our makeup, it'll finish cleaning it up. But I'm just lightening this outer corner, and it adds width and lift. Just gonna keep her going. There we go. But do you see how adding, I don't like using white. I think it's, but here's the thing. I'm not gonna say it's wrong. It's about the preference you want. I want this to look a little more, makeup will always look like makeup, and I love the look of makeup, okay? Men can wear makeup if they want to wear makeup. I'm not gonna yuck their yum. If they want to, that's fine. But, okay. But adding that color, I prefer it to be more natural to my skin tone. I think it gives a more natural finish because it also does go in front of my brown eyes. And so if I do it really white, it really just accentuates what I'm doing, where I'm trying to keep it a little more on the natural side. But adding that little bit of darkness, I'm actually wanting to add more. Adding this little bit of darkness on the middle, but then putting on that waterline and then cleaning up on the outer and inner corner will help add width and lift. Do you see? Once my full makeup's on, it comes together. I'm gonna grab my mascara. I use Babe Lash, and I got this because I wanted free shipping. I was low on my favorite mascara, which is typically Bare Minerals Lashtopia. This one is significantly cheaper, but I was getting the lash serum and I needed just a little bit more and to get free shipping, and it just happened to be about the same price as this. So this is the For Real Mascara by Babe Lash. I usually don't gravitate towards these plastic wands. This is a really good mascara. I think it's less than $8, I think. All right, so I'm gonna take my mascara and we are going to wiggle at the root, and we're just adding as much mascara to the root base of our lashes to add fullness, and then pulling up. That way it doesn't clump up and give us tarantula eyes. And so we just wiggle and pull, and we're really just working on building that base to give the illusion of fullness. And we just keep her going. I'm not big on massive layers of mascara. I just want to give them a good coating, but I want to add, do you see how just mascara makes everything better? It's one of those things. All right, and then we're gonna go down here, and I'm just gonna add a little to the bottom while this tacks up. You want this upper lash line to get a little bit tacky, okay? Because then you can add more. So we're just gonna grab it, and then I can worry about adding my length by building on that tackiness. Just flicking along the tips, but then just coating those lashes. I have the glue on, so I've done the extensions, I paid the price for the extensions, and now it is what it is. Okay, that's the eye look. It's really beautiful. All right, now I'm just gonna go in, I'm gonna pop this on, and you can kind of see on real time. If you have questions, I'd love for you to ask. I'm not ruining my face because it's for me, it's not for you. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna grab into that pomegranate, and we're just gonna whip this up on the top and blend it out. Using a fluffy brush, I find it to be very forgiving, but I also like holding it straight up and down and pressing at the base of that brow bone, and then just blending it out, flipping it to that small end and starting on the outer corner on the outside and using that dense brush to build out and up and making that V. Makes it really easy, and then just building it to where you want it makes it easy. Okay. So it depends on person to person. Makeup is 100% person to person. You may not like these colors I'm using, but you can easily take this technique and use colors you like. And finding the color, I'm a neutral girl. I don't usually do this with this color tone. It's quite red. I think it's really pretty for the holidays. But when I do the Pick My Looks in my Facebook group, it just gets me to venture out and try colors I normally wouldn't try. And it makes, makeup should be fun, or we're doing it wrong. You shouldn't put a lot of pressure on yourself. You shouldn't be wearing your makeup for anyone else but you. Your makeup is for you and you alone, no one else. And those that get to be around it get a bonus, you know? Anybody who tells you you shouldn't wear makeup, that's fine. But if you like wearing makeup, that person may not be for you if you want to continue to wear the makeup. Do what makes you happy. That's my whole rule with all makeup. I did one girl's makeup and she didn't love the way that I did it. And I handed her a brush. I said, show me how you like your makeup, because we all will, whenever we're playing with makeup and we're doing people's makeup, we're going to use our own personal preferences a little bit on it. And she fixed her makeup and loved it. And so it's very personal. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on just a sec. Just need a little bit of house cleaning for just a minute. Hold on just a sec. Sorry, there's some, everybody says just ignore them. I can't, because I'm trying to read comments that are actually productive, and then they have some other ones. Yeah, makeup for confidence, 1000%. That's like people telling me we don't need coffee. I do. I need my coffee. Ooh, especially after this weekend. I ordered a medium-sized margarita, and that thing looked like a large. Anyways, so we're just gonna get this eyeliner on. But once you find, this is why I like sharing different methods to applying makeup and different placements of wearing eyeshadow, because everybody's eye shape is different and not every application is gonna work for everybody. That doesn't make it wrong. It's just trying to find the one that works best for you. And when you find that placement that works for your eye shape, that makes you say, ooh, I look really good today, that's your placement. And then it becomes more fun because you can continue to place the makeup where you want it, and you get to switch out the colors. And this has been by far one of my favorite placements, because the older I'm getting, I'm about to be 44. What month is tomorrow's October? So in a month, 2 months, I will be 44. So according to my kids, I am 43 3/4. Anyway, they really love putting that little extra on people. But when you find the placement that you like for your face, all you got to do is get creative with the colors you're using and keep it on the placement that you like for your eye shape. That's at the end. If it makes you happy, that's it. That's it. That's life. Makeup, people. If the people don't bring you joy, they ain't your people. Never surround yourself with people that make you feel worse when you walk away from them. Okay, so just adding that little dip to the middle. I did my makeup like this for the first time, and I was really surprised at how it changed the shape of my eye. But I would rather have a makeup that can work as my foundation, my concealer, but it could also be part of my lip color. It can be part of my eyeliner. It can be whatever I want it to be. My eyeshadow can also be my brow color if I want it to be. This makeup is also your light coverage. It's your full coverage. I used to have to buy, when I would go on vacation, I had my everyday makeup, but then if I was going on vacation, oops, hold on, I'm losing some stuff. Okay. Oh, I missed somebody. There we go. Let's see. Yes, Saint does make me, it made it fun for me too. I noticed that I would be excited in the morning getting up because I got to try something new. Oh, I'm so glad you're learning. That's exactly why I do these. Do your makeup just like mine, and I want to know how it looks. This, oh, I found this shirt, I can't remember. It's not like a special store. I think it was like, not Urban Outfitters, but like one of those American Eagle ones. It's so soft. So soft. I'm going casual today because after this I have a lot of wifely responsibilities around the house. Okay. Eyes are on. Let's get into the stuff. My stuff. I have a bit of rosacea. It's flaring right now because I have dipshits on here. Oh man. Oh gosh. Yes. Okay. So here's my thing. And I feel like maybe it's because I purposely searched these things. I don't consider myself a high glam makeup. I don't do the cut creases, the super glitters. Like, there are people for that. Nikki is one of them. I can't think of her last name. I love watching her videos. She's delightful, and she does such beautiful makeup that I don't do. It'd be too much. It's not my style, but I love appreciating when somebody does something and they have fun and they love it. Bailey Sarian is another one I really like. She does murder mystery makeup Mondays. If you like that kind of stuff. Oh, Nikki Tutorials is so fun to watch. So fun. Okay. And Bailey Sarian's murder mystery makeup Mondays, I love those. They're so fun, and she does such a beautiful job with makeup. I go down some serious rabbit holes. But my makeup, I prefer showing makeup that you could wear to work. I think this could be a wear to work makeup. You can just tone it down a little bit. But I like showing makeup that is wearable for the grocery store, wearable to go get the mail, wearable to go to work, wearable to pick up your kids at school, wearable makeup where you don't feel like you're in costume. That's what I do, and I like showing that you can grab the fun colors, you can grab the colors, the reds that you might be scared of, and wear them in a realistic, everyday way. All right. Oh, Julius Caesar. That sounds like fun. I would love to know how they played with makeup back then, because I know they did. Like, can you imagine what they used? Okay. Haley Bailey. I haven't heard of Haley Bailey, but I'll go watch. I do watch Haley Bieber. I've actually taken a lot of tips from her, but I have stuff, like we were just talking. I have a bit of rosacea, I have hyperpigmentation, acne scarring, hormonal breakouts. I have stuff. And my hyperpigmentation is growing up my face. I got it really good right in here coming in. It's growing like ivy. But I don't watch her dark histories either. I like the murder mystery ones. But with my makeup, I can't wear makeup like Haley Bieber. I wish I could, but unless I go and laser and chemical peel my face, which I don't want to do. I don't think I want to do that. Okay, I've tried pimple patches. I'm looking for new ones because the ones I used did nothing for this one. This one was rough. Pimple patches did nothing. I used to get cystic acne on my chin as a teenager, and then in my 20s and in my early 30s, I started getting it on my cheeks, and that's where these came from. And then I got rosacea in my late 30s, early 40s, and it's just, it is what it is. But that's one of the things that I like about this makeup is I'm gonna be able to cover it. Your chest is so red. Yes. Proactive really dried me out, and I never thought I could say that before, but Proactive was just really harsh on my skin. Really harsh on my skin. But I only get breakouts now once a month. Okay. The blemish ones. I'll have to try them because I did get 2 names to try. Okay, I'm gonna go in and do my primer, and when I'm done with my makeup, you might see this fella, but this stuff you won't remember was even there. That's why I like this makeup. So Saint Makeup cream-based 3D foundation. It's 3D for a reason. I'm gonna show you how, but it's 80% pigmentation, whereas your traditional makeups are 20%, and then stick creams are 40%. So you're still getting crazy pigmentation, which means we can put it on. I'm going to stay zoomed in. We can put it on without adding a whole bunch of layers. That was one of the things. My face was thick with makeup, and that contributed to some of my acne problems because I had to put it on. Oh, I'm putting Aspen on. Aspen is my hero. Okay. I use Milk Hydro Grip as my primer. Really good for dry skin, really good for oily skin. e.l.f. has a great dupe, but you're not gonna get the quantity. I'm almost out, but this whole dang thing is full. It's not an optical illusion to where you look at this. Have you ever seen that where it looks full until you look at the bottom and then you realize half of it's not there? Milk Hydro Grip, you get your money's worth, but I've just put a little bit on my fingers, and then I always start on my cheeks because that's my problem area. Aspen is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But I just add this on and I press this all over, but I focus it on my cheeks because I really want my makeup to stay. And when I started playing with the makeup and I needed to get rid of my redness and my acne scarring, I didn't try it until I became a Saint artist. But then when I started adding to my collection and filling it up, I was like, you know, I wonder if gray would just dull this redness. And so I tried it and it did. But then I noticed that I got more longevity out of my makeup because of the density of Aspen. And I use the blend brush. Like if you're gonna do this, do it with a light application brush. This is my most recommended brush. But if you want one that's similar, that's a little bit cheaper, for right now, it is a limited edition brush. So run and get it. Okay, the shape, the silver, very, very specific. The silver shape brush is on sale. It's limited edition because when they transitioned to the gold brushes, they changed the shape and it's super similar. Do you see how this is more of a this needs to be cleaned, but it has that domey fat. It looks like this now. It's no bueno. I think I have one in here just to show. I think that's another blend brush. Ah, here it is. This is the new shape brush. That suck. Don't get it. Get the silver one and it's on sale. So you want to get it. All right. Aspen. Let me show you the glory of Aspen. I'm going to get real up into my grill here. I hated my skin until I started showing women how you don't have to go and pay so much money to peel off a layer of skin and scab up and look like a human scab. I can't do it. I haven't done it. I'm scared to. But you can just wear some makeup. You know, my husband sees me without makeup and he still likes me. I've been with him for 15 years. So there's that. We're going to take our Aspen. We're going to go in on the small end of the blend brush. It is my favorite brush because it has this fluffy end, but it has this more dense end. The shape brush, the small end is a little extra fluffy. So I do prefer this one, but I'm just saying, like, if you want a good, decent dupe for less, silver shape brush. Okay, we're gonna take that small end that has the Aspen and we're gonna lightly sweep over this redness. And you're still gonna see your spots. We're gonna go over our broken capillaries. And we're just gonna go over the redness. I'm gonna go over this guy a little bit. There's not, I mean, he's fire red, but Aspen, it's gray. And you're gonna notice, there we go. This is what I like to see. I have pores, I have skin texture, I have darkness under my eyes, I have skin. We all have skin, and skin is a texture. You can't make a mountain a plain. We're not gonna get rid of the texture, but we're not going to accentuate the texture. So that's okay, all right? So we can get rid of this redness using just a gray, look at that. Just using a gray dense contour to go over the redness and mute it. So you still wanna see all your problems. It's the tone we're trying to get rid of this and go to this. No, yes. And I don't have makeup texture. It still looks like my skin, it's just less angry. Does that make sense? This is what I love about playing with makeup, is when I can show how good it is. And you just need to sweep it over 80%. This is what 80% pigmentation does. I'm able to mute a color without adding a heavy layer of makeup. That's why I like it. Do you get me now? Like, I love eyeshadow, but my face is where I get to, like, look at that. I mean, angry, chill. Angry, chill. Sold? Go buy it. There's a link in the description. Go get yourself some Aspen. Grab yourself some Xanadu. Look, I got Xanadu and it's almost in. I need to order one, but I'm waiting until tomorrow so I can get some credits. Okay, going in to Aspen. Stamp in, don't wipe in. You don't want your bristles sticking together. We're gonna go and just sweep it. Sweep, sweep, sweep. Get that broken capillary. Going in right here to break that up. And we're just less angry. Do you see that? Like, my skin's got stuff. And that's one of the things that I like sharing, because there's people that get on here and they can tell you how to do the things, but they don't have, like, the stuff, you know? Like, who gets on here and gets all up in your business with their stuff? And they say, my skin is imperfect, but I can still have good makeup. And I'm not making a trade-off, because my biggest thing, my cheeks are my biggest insecurity. my biggest insecurity. And I want to make sure that when I'm talking to somebody, I know they may not be looking at my stuff, but I feel like they're looking at my stuff. And so muting that down. And what I like is I feel like my face makeup plays with my eye makeup. So as it starts going on, my eye makeup starts looking better. But look at how nice just Aspen makes it less angry. But I always wanted to cover my stuff. So I would put on a nice and heavy duty foundation, which I actually really love this one. But I used a mattifying, staying, setting, and it accentuated my stuff, and it made my skin look more mature than it was. And that was when I was in my 30s. Now that I'm in my 40s, I don't want to do that. But I would put it on, and then I would have to go in with concealer, and then I would have to go in with like a Bare Minerals tinted powder to then go over it to give me that no show, I don't want to see my stuff. But I made a trade-off. You didn't see my stuff, but you could see my pores. You could see my texture, my crepiness under my eyes. It accentuated the puffiness under, like I accentuated things, but you couldn't see the spots. It's like, what if you could not see the spots and not accentuate the other things? And that's what I like to do. Okay, the next color I'm gonna go into is for my hyperpigmentation. I'm gonna pin my hair. And this has turned into such a great live. Yay, because my last one, I'm not gonna lie, it made me not want to come on live anymore. And when I was talking about the loyalty credits, like that was a tough live for me. I had a really hard time. I almost quit halfway through. I wanted to leave and I never wanted to get on live again. But today, I feel like I'm back at home. This is so good. Okay. Also, I love bats. I love bats from afar. Like we used to get them in our house, and that's what turned me into like this weird bat lady. We used to have a mating den in our house. I know I shouldn't say that on YouTube, but did you know, I'm gonna get into bats right now. Bats have colonies, but then in the burr months, and some of the burr, not even the burr months, like end of August, September, October, and a little bit into November is mating season for bats, and they go to a different den for that. It's where they go and do the dang thing, have the babies, grow the babies, and then they take them back to the colony when it's all done. Did you know that? Well, my house had this little flippin' hole, like this big, and they would get in there in those months. And then the babies, when they started flying around while mom and dad were out eating, they would accidentally squeeze into some little hole we have somewhere in the venting, and they would get in the house. One year we had 7 or 9 bats in our and where I live, it's a felony to kill bats. A felony. I told the bat people that came and inspected, I was like, if you break into my house, I will kill you with a broom too. Like, unwelcome, yeah, meet my broom. Anyways, enough about bats. I'm gonna go into the next color. So we used Aspen on red. And then the next color over is actually a lip liner. But the two have in common is the density. I want density, but suede lip liner, it's the only lip liner we have, so it's easy to find, matches my hyperpigmentation. So we're gonna camouflage, and we're gonna use the fluffy end of this blend brush, and we're gonna go in, we're gonna pick it up. I pinch it just to keep it the size of the tin, okay? And I'm gonna go around my hyperpigmentation and up. This is different than Aspen. So this is a similar tone, and so we're camouflaging rather than muting. So we've muted, and now we're camouflaging. Do you see how it's a bit of a similar tone, but it's also dense? And mine is on the perimeter of my face, but because of the density, when I go and lay, this is a high traffic area, my contour, my bronzers, my blushes, a little bit of my foundation is gonna go here. So I want my makeup to stay to keep all of this away. Having a dense base like Aspen and suede is gonna hold my makeup on. All right, I have another one that is coming in right here. It's coming and growing up the sides, grabbing that suede again, and we're gonna go again. We're just going to, I prefer to stipple this with the fluffy brush, and then I build it up. A lot of this is also for balance. I want, this side has more than this side, but I also want them to be similar. So I apply them similarly. Does that make sense? Just like that. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. The next, I do a lot of correcting because of how I want my makeup to look at the end. keep that in mind. My palette is not your palette. And your palette will be customized for what you want for your makeup, because your makeup is your preference, not mine. We talk about it. There's a form in my description. Send me a makeup-free picture facing a window inside, and we will start. You will fill out my form where I ask for what you're in, like what is it you want to work on, and then I can get you a color match that's based off of that. I take my color match letter. I recommend everything so you have a place to reference and you can easily get the basics. I mark them out really simple. But I recommend everything because I'm low pressure, non-aggressive. I like to talk about makeup. So when I recommend you, I recommend everything down to eyeshadows. And when I recommend those, that's because you can start with the basics, then go back to that letter and see what else I recommended when you're ready to add more. And you can get any size palette you want. You can start with, these are the two sizes I recommend. Let's go out for just a hot minute. An 8, which is a double-decker layer. Boom, boom, and it holds 8 of the big ones or more, okay? Or a 12. This one, you can get the basics because you'll get the most credits to get a discount on these. Get a 12, that way when you're ready to add, you've got room. Okay. Thank you so much. Let's get some more makeup on. Which hack? I've got so many. Okay, I'm gonna go and do my eyes. I do have darkness on my inner corners right here. And understanding the difference between darkness and a shadow is key, but everybody has this. This is, I call it the hammock. You've got your orbital bone, you've got your eyeball, and then you got the loose skin. Too much makeup here is going to look crepey, and it's going to accentuate the fine lines, which I'm getting my fine lines. I got my crow's feet and all my things, yay. But I don't want to accentuate them, and so we're able to do that. I'm gonna go into Balm. I use the heck out of it. We have Unscented and Peach. It's really nice for your lips. And if you get dry, my son gets dry right here, you can add it to the dry spots. If you have a healing breakout, you can add a little to it and it takes that flaky, crusty, dry look away. But you take the balm with your finger and we're gonna tap that under the eye. And what this will do is it's gonna make the makeup glide on and it's not gonna have that crepey, chalky look, okay? So we're taking the balm and going under the eye. I go all the way up to that inner corner. You don't want it as much as the lips. You don't want it to feel like you put chapstick on your under eyes. You just want a nice, dewy surface, okay? This is also really good if you have dry skin and you feel like makeup looks chalky and flaky. Add the balm, okay? I'm gonna go into my favorite lip and cheek color, Frenchie, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna press this up and over that balm. And they're gonna mix together, and look at that. It went from a nice dark under eye, it has a bit of a peachy tone, but this just corrected that darkness and it doesn't have that cakey makeup look. Okay? You like my voice? Oh my gosh, I've never heard anybody say that. I don't like my voice. I love when I get a cold and I can have like that deeper voice because I think I have a ringing, annoying voice. Anyways, it doesn't shut me up, but I don't like it. But thank you. Isn't it funny how we are just our worst critics? All right, we're gonna take some of that Frenchie. We have that darkness here. We're gonna push it up and down and let it mix with that balm and cover it up. So good. And here's what's nice. You can do demi, or I think they're being called corrector colors now. You can use those colors, but they're $22 for one color. And they're correctors, and they're pure pigmentation, and you can use them under your eyes, and I think they're great for really mature under eyes, and sometimes I do recommend it. This is $16 a color. No, I am not selling jewelry. I just like jewelry. I'm not selling, I only play with makeup. I like jewelry, and I've just recently found a jewelry company. I really like their earrings, but no, I'm not selling jewelry. I forgot what I was saying. Prices. Frenchie is gonna be good on my cheeks, which I will use for my scarring because I'm gonna use a really punchy, I'm gonna use this as my blush today, but it always pulls my stuff through. So I use Frenchie to go with it. Frenchie is an amazing tool. It's a beautiful lip color. It's a great paired blush color. I don't think it's a good standalone color. It really depends on your skin tone, but I think it's a great tool for $16, whereas Demi is $22 and it just corrects. I like that. I want you to get the most bang for your buck. And I like that you can have something in your palette. Sorry, I'm sitting on my foot and I don't like that. But, okay, my corrections are all done and now I can just do my makeup. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go in, we're gonna do the makeup. I'm gonna pull my sleeves up for this, okay. My chair is slipping. I need a new one. Okay. We're gonna go in and I'm gonna use, I haven't used a 3D brush in a while, so we'll use the 3D brush. I like a good medium coverage makeup. I would say Saint makeup, if you're wanting, you tried Palace under your eyes and you, oh, Palace is beautiful because it has that pinky undertone. It's really pretty. I love it. It's just a little too bright for me, and so it makes me look a little creepy, but it is beautiful. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do my makeup, and I think that's just where I'm gonna start because I don't remember what I was just saying, but I like a good medium coverage, so I'm gonna use the 3D brush. I also, for medium coverage, just starting out, this is a good brush because you can get it in a collection with bronzer, but this is the blush and bronzer. I'm also going to be using the detail brush. Oh, you're matched to Sunlit and it's nice. Yes. Oh, you felt like it leaned. See, I really like Sunlit. That was what I was matched to also. I just find that with my correcting, I really like White Peach now, but it's all like playing with the makeup. What you were matched to originally doesn't have to be where you live forever either, which is nice. Okay, this is the detail brush. It has a nice small end and it has a square end. So good for getting into contouring. All right, I'm gonna apply my makeup with this. I would say with Saint, because it's 80% pigmentation, if you're used to full coverage makeup, you'll be happy with a medium coverage with Saint because they're the same. Okay, full coverage with Saint is more theater, I would say, makeup for when you're on stage. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna tap into two colors because again, I'm transitioning from my summer color. So this is Mango and this is Athens. This makes me look very washed out, so I'm gonna just tap in between. If you have your summer color and your fall color, you've been using Saint for a while, use them together. You can work with balancing them out. Really simple. All right, so I'm just gonna tap into both and I'm just turning the brush, but tapping in. And now I can go in and I'm going to go at the base of my face and we're just gonna tap over, and I'm going to bring this up and over my scarring, but I prefer the tapping method, especially if you have mature or maturing skin, because I get a lot of movement in this area with my smile line and other smile lines that are coming in. But you just tap this into your skin on the beard of your face, especially if you're using correctors like I did with Aspen and Suede. You want to tap over them rather than swirling and moving and messing them up. You want them to stay where you put them, so just tap over it, okay? Your face does not stop here. Thank you. Nobody said I needed makeup. I will say this, nobody needs makeup. It's a fun bonus. It's a fun bonus. Nobody needs candy either, but I still love me some cotton candy and some red vines, so. And a good whatchamacallit. I forgot about those and I had one the other day and I was like, oh yeah, nobody needs it, but we like it. All right, we're going in, tapping between the two again, but you see how I've just balanced my skin. You can still see the texture of my hormonal breakout, but you don't see the color. And that's where I say texture is texture. It's not accentuated, it's covered. I do foundation before concealer, but that's because these are going to work together. I'm not bringing this color all the way across my mouth. I'm also not going to bring this color up in my forehead or over my nose or under my eye. I'm only placing my foundation on the beard of my face. So I'm just honestly just wanting to balance my skin. So this area right here, I would say, yeah, right here, I'm just balancing my skin. That's all I'm doing. So with Saint, they call it 3D foundation because they all work together and they all blend seamlessly together. And you're gonna see, but I do this first. You can do it second. There's no order that's wrong. I just want to cover my scarring and my redness here. And then I bring it around my outer corner of my mouth and then up my jaw. I don't really think I have glowing skin. I think I have nice cream. I think I have dull. I don't know. Everybody's a critic of their skin. Like, I can sit and look at my skin and be like, ugh, ugh. But nobody else would sit there. If somebody sat in front of me and said that to me, yeah. But with Saint, you have that really nice cream. And if you don't want to do Saint and you want to try the Fenty sticks, the Merit sticks, OG is stupid expensive. It's $60, $64 for one color. I tried the Merit sticks and I like them. I like the cream makeups. I just think whatever formulation is different, which I don't get into that kind of stuff. If it works, I like it. But even Merit is twice the price. But I found it to be a little more slick on my skin, and that might be because I'm oily too, okay? But we just tap this over and it works. I think tapping is really good if you have large pores, if you have lines, just pressing it into that skin and then bringing it down your neck. Because if you don't bring this down your neck, you're gonna end up with that funny orange line, because my neck's always lighter than my skin. It's always a different color, so I just bring it down. And that's it for my foundation. That's it, I'm done. Rare Beauty. I haven't tried Rare Beauty. Let me write it down. I keep a book here so that if somebody recommends something, I tried this. I really like this. Is Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation. I felt it felt comparable. This is a really good one. I tried this. This was recommended by somebody. I did try this. I did make a tutorial, but I'm not posting it. This is a mattifying. I felt like it accentuated my skin. It gave it more of a mature finish, which I didn't love. But some people really like that matte finish. This is $10 on Amazon. I feel like if you really like that matte finish and you're fine with the way that look is, this is supposed to be an Estee Lauder dupe, 10 bucks. And I did think it, for a $10 mattifying, I did think it was a really good product, but it just wasn't for me. Do I have a video? Okay, you got dry skin. Okay, that's why you use liquid foundation. This one is a really good one for dry skin and oily skin. But if you're using Saint, their setting spray, they're coming out with a new one that I'm excited to try. I'm picking it up today. It's really good. But I have a pen, and what was the one I was trying? Rare Beauty. Okay. All right. I'm going to try Rare Beauty. I love trying new makeups. Like, I'm not just like, Saint's it. That's it. Forget everything else. Do I have what steps need to be done for new? Yes, I do. I can find it. If you click the link in my description, there's a little envelope. Will you email me and ask for it, and I can send you the link? My hair is falling out. Yeah. Thank you. I'm not a hair account, so it's perfect. Okay. Let's get into the next step. I'm not going to do my, let's do a little bit of concealer. I do my under eyes last. So I'm going to go into that 3D brush. I'm going to go into White Peach. This is my brightening I use year round. I'm just going to go right here. We're going to hit right in the middle. So I'm going to use the pointy end of the 3D brush. I'm going to go right here. Okay. Brightening highlight is your concealer. It's considered your concealer. It's the same pigmentation. It's just a different color. It should be lighter than your skin tone, because when the light reflects, that's what this is going to do. I'm going to put it right here on my Cupid's bow. This is a beautiful area. And then you can accentuate it, and then right here. I'm going to flip it and just tap this out and tap this out. Very pretty. I'm going to add to my nose once I contour. I find that that's easier. I just think this Jeffrey guy's a jerk. Okay. We're going to take that pointy end, and I'm going to, your brown skin. Okay, so can't use a lot of brands. Oh, I want to color match you so bad. I don't honestly get to color match a lot of the darker skin tones. I live in Oregon. We don't get a lot here, which sucks. And I don't want to walk up to somebody in the grocery store and be like, these are great apples. Can I put makeup on you? It just feels wrong. All right. So we're going to take and we're just going to blend this over the brows, and we're just going to fan this up, and we're going to underblend this a little bit. But do you see, oh, I love it. I go between the brows right down here, and then I push it up and over my brows and out. Okay. So far, so good. I'm going to go and contour my forehead. I'm really good at my forehead. Like if there's one thing I'm really good at, I can contour my forehead. You're having issues trying to get blush to stay on just the left side. It is really annoying, I bet. Are you using glosses or are you using satins? And that's the first question I'm going to ask. Okay, I'm going to go in on I was going to use the detail brush, but I'm just going to stick with the 3D brush. I'm going to go to Cedar, and I'm going to show you 2 ways to apply it. So this is Cedar. I don't use indigo anymore because my hair is dark and it just didn't work. Use a good finishing spray to keep the makeup on. But are you using like black cherry? What blush? Do you feel like there's certain ones that stay better than others? Because I find the finish matters. So saffron is really dense and it stays on a lot longer. It almost works like a stain. Okay, so I'm going to go into Cedar. It is one of our newer contours and I love it. And I'm going to stamp into it. I'm going to show you 2 ways to apply it. You can put it on the brush and then you just sweep it over. I don't like a crazy contour. When I see people smear so much makeup on and then they put it on and then they blend it down, they've wasted so much product. I want you to use, use both. When you're worried about longevity of your blushes, I would say avoid the glosses. Those will wear down quickly. I would also say find some that are a little more on the punchy side. I would say find something more on the punchy side. Are you in my Facebook group? I feel like you're in my Facebook group. Are you in my Facebook group? Saffron's really pretty, but I know it can be a lot. I'm going to use it today and show how it's not, but yeah. Anyways, so I put it on over here and I'm just going to tap it towards the mid and then down, flicking in towards the hairline. And if you have light hair and you feel like it's going to color it, just cover the hair and do that. But I have dark hair, so it's okay. But you can tap this down, take that point in. We're going to pull that brightening into the contour. And what happens is that brightening that's too light and that contour that's too dark for my skin, they come together and it creates balance. So you get dimension, coverage, and balance. And I've just used 2 colors together. Okay, the other way you can apply it is you can use your finger. I've seen people do this. I don't recommend the dots. It takes a long time to blend it out. So just take it and sweep it, okay? Sweep it and you can do that. I like finding a more, when I do color matches, yeah, but I'm just gonna tap this out. And this is what I like, the warmth of your skin, but these creams, they're not super slick, which is what I found with Merit. It was just a little too slick for me, and so it blended away easy. But I just tap this out and then they look the same. You can't tell. Brush, swipe, it's okay. I know it is. And so I just feel like working and finding a way around it is really helpful. But like I loved when Fig came out, but Fig didn't stay on for a crazy amount of time. It's a beautiful lip color and I really liked it. It was more of an accent blush color. So like Black Cherry, if you really like that one, which is more of a glossy version of Fig, that one I use as an accent because it can pull things through. So I totally get it. It's just finding the products that work for your skin. But look at how nice that forehead looks, all right? Okay, we're gonna go in and we're gonna do our cheeks. If you are new to contouring, just put it on like a blush. Don't worry about being perfect. Just go above your natural shadow. You have your natural shadowing. We don't want to stick it in there. It's gonna pull all the way down here and we want lift on our face. So you're gonna put it on like a blush. That's really all it is. It's just keeping it high and working it up, okay? But this right here is Cedar Contour and it's dense. It's gonna say their contours are dense. I've even used, if you wanna maximize the size of your pouch, you could use your contour the way that I used Suede. I also like Cedar because it works with my hyperpigmentation when I put it on. So I'm able to put this on and then I can bring it up to the temple, but I just put it on like a blush. And it looks just fine. And you could do the swiping and swiping, but if you're color correcting, I recommend a brush and the tapping motion. And I like to underblend this a little bit. It should look a little bit dirty, and that's okay. I kind of try to keep it away from the apples because that's where I have a lot of scarring. But I mean, even already, my scarring and hyperpigmentation are pretty, like, you don't see them like we did at the beginning. Remember the beginning? Remember how I said you're really not gonna be able to tell? All right, my nose gets a little bumpy. So I use my finger. We're gonna put some of that cedar on, and I'm gonna draw a straight line. I go into the crook right at the base of my brow, and then I just go straight down and draw a straight line. That bump always gets me. If each side touches, that's okay too, because we haven't added that brightening concealer. But I just bring this down on each side, and then I'm gonna square it off. Okay? Let's see. You do a little highlight as well. I don't use, are you talking about shimmers? If you're talking about shimmers, I do not. I'm oily, and I jump to greasy super fast when I'm using an illuminator. So I let my skin texture work with the creams. Okay, I'm still on the 3D brush. I'm gonna pinch this shorter end, and I'm just gonna tap this out. And I don't mind bridging it together. If you have a crooked nose or a bent nose, or I guess crooked and bent is the same thing, or a bumpy nose like me, I like, hold on, I thought I got rid of this one. Okay, so we're just tapping this out, bringing it up towards the brow. This is why I do my brows last, because I always biff them up if I draw it on first. But I just tap this out and just bing, bing, boom, okay? Then I can take either the brush or my finger. I'm gonna go into my brightening, that white peach that I put right here, and I'm gonna go between the brows, and I'm just gonna drag it down. Like that. Cleans it right up. And I just tap. I prefer using my finger with my nose just because I get a little more control, and I feel like a brush can easily widen it. Does that make sense? I'm gonna grab a little bit of my contour here to fix my bump. My bump really bugs me. Everybody has their thing though, okay? But as I start putting it on, like the eye makeup starts coming together, but my scarring and my hyperpigmentation, when I tell people, oh, I got stuff, like they're like, oh, your skin's really nice. Yeah, it's makeup. Because I got stuff. I've got my hormonal breakout that you really don't see anymore. I mean, that was an angry little bugger. Anyways, okay, so we're gonna do blush. I'm gonna use my Frenchie that I put under my eyes. I'm gonna smile, because as you mature, again, I'm 43 3/4, as my kids tell people. I have my scarring, but you lose volume in your cheeks as you mature. I'm gonna go right, you can see a little bit of that scarring. We're gonna take that Frenchie color over top, okay? That Frenchie color is gonna work with the blush so that it doesn't pull it through as bad. It could happen because I am using something super punch. I haven't used a saffron. This is saffron as part of the Pick My Look in my Facebook group that we did today. Sometimes I think people pick colors just to see if it's gonna work. Okay, if you have mature cheeks, keep your blush up high and it'll add some lift. But I'm gonna tap this punchy color right here. I don't like doing this with a brush, but I'm just tapping this on the upper part of my cheek here. There's a punchy color. This will pull my scarring through. I'm gonna stay with the 3D brush, and I'm going to tap over saffron and just blend it out. I don't mind if it comes up too high because I'm gonna put my brightener and it's gonna blend down, and then I'm just gonna really carefully go over that Frenchie. Okay, you take collagen supplements to keep, yes. Oh yeah, that's the best. I have one that I would drink. But we're just gonna tap over that hot pink and blend it to where we want it first. And when it's blended down, we can just go over that Frenchie a little bit to blend it out. Nice. Those loud, crazy colors don't have to be loud, crazy colors. It's also a pretty lip color, and I'm gonna do the same colors on my cheeks, saffron and Frenchie on my lips. It's gonna be pretty. Okay, under eyes. We're going in with a white peach. We're going in with that blend brush because, again, less is more, and we can easily, you just learn, well, thank you. You're welcome. I try. And then people always end up with the comment, I don't wear makeup. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm going in on the small end, and I'm going to go into White Peach, and I have this shine, natural reflecting light. We're going to go right above it. You already have the natural shine. You don't need to put makeup on it. Okay. Eyebrows, I'm going into next. Do we do brows or lips next? This is a long one today, sorry, but we got into some really good conversation here. And then I'm bringing it up the orbital bone, cleaning up that eye, and then going onto that soft tissue last. Because again, less is more. Look at how pretty that is. I come up the nose just to clean up some of that contour a little bit. Look at how pretty that is. Blend out that blush into my, look at how pretty that is. And it doesn't have that cakey texture. Makeup will always look like makeup, but it's not frosting. It's not frosting. All right, we're going in, tapping on, going onto that shine. We're gonna go right above it. I do have some pretty good brow. I do my brows exactly the same, but I did just post one, I wanna say in the last couple weeks. I think it's one on my shorts where I talk about brow wax is super handy, but I like using eyeshadow on my brows. But you could wet the brush and you can do it any which way. There's a really good quick short on brows. There we go. Tap, tap. Brightening under your eyes. You can do this also if brightening is just not your jam. Do what I just did with your main foundation. With the main foundation. But it's so simple, just tapping it. And the last place you tap onto is that soft tissue because you don't want to turn it into crepiness. And if you do fine lines and wrinkles, is just taking your makeup and going like this when you smile. And so when you crease, it's kind of inevitable. I mean, come on. It's gonna happen. If you put too much on, it just is a heavier looking crease on your makeup. But with Saint, you don't need to go and grab more makeup to fix. If you're creasing or gathering, you just tap it out, tap it out, tap it out, okay? Ooh, yes, the stamps. I love those because it really helps you find the shape you want for your brows. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows next. I keep my own little brow palette. These palette twos are awesome. They're awesome because you can get all up in your business and I love it. But now don't judge. This is just my palette, okay? This is mine. I use two shadows. I have Trust and I have Oak. And then I have my brow wax. I don't use this on people except for me. So shows that I like it, okay? Just to drop onto my eyeshadow. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that. Might have to look into that. Okay, I'm gonna grab a line brush. Has a spoolie on one end. I bend mine, and then it has a little angle brush. Okay, we're gonna comb our brows. I was an over plucker back in the early 90s. Talk about it all the time. My dad was a big Baywatch fan, and nobody on Baywatch had brows. It was the early 90s, it's whatever. So we all over plucked, and it is what it is. So my brow ends here, and it's really thin right here, okay? My brow has a natural arch. That's hereditary, but you could easily draw this on. And if you have really full brows, you could do this. I always recommend like go see a brow specialist and have them shape your brows. I'm going to show you. So first I'm going to go into the darker color Trust. And I use this to draw my brow on. And so what I like to do is my brow looks like it ends right here. Okay? When I draw my brows on, I come farther in and I draw a good bottom line. So I follow my arch and I go up and over, and then my brow ends here, which I don't like. So I take that line and I just keep going, and I go that far out. So I come extra in and extra out. Then I'm staying with that dark color Trust. I come about a quarter of the way in on my brows, and I draw a hard line following that natural arch that I have to the top peak, and then I meet that tail like that, okay? Now I'm gonna flick at the front right here just to square it off, and you can see how much I add, okay? Then I can go into my oak, which is the lighter color. I do draw my brows on, and I can fill it in. And while I'm filling this in, especially on this outer side right here, I'm also blending that top line in and that bottom line in, okay? And then when I get to this front area, I just start flicking up, and I'm using the colors that are already mixed in to my brows. Now this is all preference on how you want your brows to look, but this is how I like my brows to look. Instead of like this, I prefer that they look like this. And this is how I like my brows, which is how everybody should wear their makeup, is how they like it. I'm gonna take some setting spray. I like using setting spray because it is very hydrating, and I'm gonna spray it on my brow wax. Just a little bit. It's activated by moisture. It does shrink in the tin, so what I always recommend to people when they get the brow wax is to just pop it on a skillet, or if you have a glass top, pop it on there on simmer, and you'll see it melt at the bottom. You don't have to fully melt it, but you do need to get the bottom melted to the tin, and then it won't shrink and it won't fall out. All right, I'm gonna take that spoolie. Again, bending it, for me, it helps. And I'm just gonna rub in to that wax with that setting spray, and it gets nice and goopy. And I mean, yeah. And then I'm gonna take that. Okay, now I gotta zoom way out. I do know that. Okay, so we have to pluck this. How's the zoom? I need to check. How's the zoom on this? Because once it freezes, because I know somebody tried to call, which is why it froze, but I just need to know how bad my zoom is because it changes the zoom. Oh, it's great. Thank you. But combing that brow wax in picks up the excess, because I don't know when it froze. It picks up the excess powder and it holds my hairs in place. But this is how I like my brows, and you should draw your brows on or fill in your brows how you like them. But I have lots of tutorials on how I do this. So again, I'm just gonna start at that bottom corner, and when you figure out how you like your brows on, they fly on where I'm always talking through it, which makes me take extra long. So drawing it way out, I go about halfway into my temple, not gonna lie, and I'm not mad about it, all right? And then quarter of the way in, we start building up onto that arch, and I'm using that dark color Trust. If you send me a color match picture, I can color match your brows to one of our eyeshadows. It doesn't always have to be two colors. All right, and then I'm gonna flick at the front here, grab a little bit of that oak, and then I start filling it in. Start filling it in with oak, building from that bottom line and that top line. Flick, 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 flick. Grabbing that brow wax, and we're just going to flick up right here and then just comb them out and pick up that excess and tame the hairs. Done. That is brows. I love drawing on my brows because it just puts me all together. All right, lips, and then we're done. These are long. I always tell people, this one's an extra long one because we've had a lot of really good conversations in here, and it makes me feel, I'm not kidding. The last 2 Monday lives before this, and then last week's bonus live, really had me in a place where I was like, this. But I did get a message from somebody, and they were so kind, and it was like, they were like, keep going. I was like, I know. It was very hard coming in today. All right, I'm gonna draw a shadow on my lips because I've said this already before, I don't want to cough. I don't do the peels, I don't do the injections, I don't do I like to look youthful, because again, I'm gonna be 44 soon. I wanna look youthful, but I wanna age gracefully. Insert makeup, okay? Your makeup can do all those things. I'm gonna stick with my 3D brush. We're gonna go on the pointy end, I'm gonna pinch it. And I am gonna go into my cedar contour, and we're gonna draw a soul patch on underneath, okay? And then I'm gonna go in and do a Gomez Adams. We're just gonna draw it across the top above the lip. We're outer lining, but we're not using it as a lip liner. I go right here. I'm trying to accentuate this. Then I'm gonna go into my brightening. This is one of those things, you don't have to do it, but it feels good when you do. All right, I'm gonna add brightening out here. Super simple. You can do this with your finger. Also, this does not have to be super precise. So we're gonna use our hands. I wanna do question answer on another day. Yes, I've been so nervous to do that. I should. I've had somebody suggest I do that with Brittany Parker. A lot of people who follow me here follow her. I'm a nice person. I always say I'm nice and I'm nice, I'm nice and I'm not. But I've never, I don't know, I always say that I'm like a bee in recovery because in my 20s, I don't know how many people were actually super nice in their 20s. Like we're so young and not thinking straight. But yeah, I've learned grace because my thing is like, and I feel like this comes with going through things. I've gone through some things and you never know what somebody has going on when they leave their room. And you never know what somebody has. You haven't seen Brittany lately. Is she good? She's incredible. I love her. I was just talking to her this morning. She and I talk every day. But I always say, I never want to be one more thing. Somebody could be really mean to me and tell me exactly how they feel about me. And I will let them because it's more about them than me. And you know what? I'm going to hit this. Hold on. I just screenshot this because I'm sending it to her because she is so good. And I'm not going to lie. You should message her because she's just felt a little in a rut with the changes going on, just in a bit of a rut. And me and her talk every single day. Every single day we talk and I love it. But I never want to be somebody's one more thing because you never know when that one more thing is the trigger, is the trip. And I never want to be the reason someone breaks. And if somebody needs to say something to me that's super harsh, at this point, I let them to a point. There's a boundary, but if they need to, I let them, and then I let them. But I need to know, like, they don't know what I have going on either. Nobody does. I mean, all of the internet is a highlight reel. All of the internet. This is a highlight reel. Like, I got crap going on out here that I don't like dealing with, and it's been so hard. But this place, like when I get to come here and I have a live like this is my why. Like, this is why I started doing Saint. I needed something for me that was mine, and it wasn't wiping somebody's ass. It wasn't doing somebody's dishes, and it wasn't folding somebody's underwear. And and so for me, coming on here and having this beautiful community is my why. And I will never be somebody's one more thing because when somebody comes on here and says, shave your mustache, I know they got something going on. And that's okay. It doesn't bother me. And if it does, I take a minute. And that's it. That's it. Okay, so back to our lips. I like adding a bit of a shadow. It adds a little definition to the lip. Adding that brightness on the outside adds a little contrast and it cleans it up on the outside. I like a tidy lip. My house isn't tidy, but my lip liner will be. I like using a dense lip liner for the same reason I use density around everything. But using something dense when you have straw lines or whatever lines, mature lips, having a dense lip liner can help with bleeding because I remember my grandma Jo, and she was a smoker, and her hot pink lipstick always was bleeding up into those little cigarette lines. So when she was between her Winstons and her Newports, she was slathering on that hot pink shimmer lipstick. Okay, back at it. I'm going to grab a multitasker brush, and I'm going to go into Saffron, which is the color I put on the upper part of my cheek. I like using the multitasker brush on the big end. I just think it's good. That's why. The tiny end is great too. You're a Grandma Jo. Oh, you know what? My mother-in-law, she's a Grandma Jo too. And I love it. It was so fun. She was an interesting, grandmas are awesome, man. I take something from every grandma. I have one grandma and she is my reason. She is my reason I'm the wife that I am, the mom that I am, and the Thanksgiving that I have, which holy guacamole, there was a turkey that I saw that I need. If you know, you know I'm obsessed with Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm taking my Saffron here, nice hot pink, and I'm going to line my lips. It doesn't have to be tidy. I just don't want to outer line my lips. I have a very, you can tell. I have, when I go over the lip, you can tell. And I'm just going to go down. I'm not going to meet the corners because as I mature, if I go to the corners, it can pull the lips down. And then on the bottom lip, I always start at the middle and then I bring it up. And this one I will go to the corner. Like that. And you just line it. It looks nice. It looks good. Again, it doesn't have to be tidy, but it just needs to line, and it's nice and it's bright and it's good. And then I'm going to go into that Frenchy color I had on the apples of my cheeks, and I'm going to fill in. And they're two very different colors, but together they're really lovely. Okay, grabbing some more Frenchy, and we just blend it out. Easy. Easy, easy. Satins can, and I think Frenchy is a little more creamy, whereas saffron's quite dense and it can dry out your lips. So that's why I like to prep with the balm, or you can go over the top with the balm, or you can do the lipstick. I just packed that in my purse because I took it with me to go wedding dress shopping with my sister-in-law this weekend. So it's not in here and I didn't grab it, but it's really pretty with the frostiness over it. Or you can use your lip oil, the birthday oil, which I don't have in here either. I think that's in my purse too. So we're gonna grab some balm and you can just pop that over. If you need to set the lips, try that out. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Okay. Oh, sorry, Jesus. I read somebody's comment out loud that was just... Okay. Kim, okay, use a nude liner to outline the lip. Yes, Suede, which I use on my hyperpigmentation, is a really good one for that. Suede lip liner is really good for that method. But my lips are my cheek color. So that's where I say, like, this is such a, makeup is so personal, and my lips are most definitely more punchy than my cheeks. But I like being able to take colors that people would normally be like, that is too much. You look at saffron or sangria and be like, no way, Jose. And you know what? It's gonna be October, it's fall, and this still works. Like, you can do this. Okay, you have Suede in your cart for tomorrow. Good. You should add Xanadu. I'm gonna pop a little bit of Xanadu on. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush. Xanadu is a shimmery bronzer. It's Bella bronzer with glow illuminator, but it's not super crazy illuminator. And so I'm just gonna grab some with the fluffy end. We're just gonna pop that right here. It's not super crazy and it doesn't have too much shimmer at all, but it's such a pretty warm color. And then we can pop it down here too. It's so pretty. Xanadu, and it's finally back and it's permanent. It is not limited edition. It is so good. Okay, setting my face. I did just buy a full size of this one. This is the Professional Super Setter. Tomorrow I'm trying a new one by Saint, which I heard is a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury, which is empty. I love that. I can't use Saints. It's just too hydrating and it jumps me to greasy too fast. So yes, 2 of Xanadu. 2. It's pretty on the lips too. Ooh, want to put some on? Look at me getting sidetracked while I've been here too long already. Look at how pretty. It just takes it to a little bit more of a plummy fall. That's good stuff. Okay. Setting spray. I don't use Saints because I'm oily and it makes me greasy. So I really like Charlotte Tilbury. I like Urban Decay D-Slick. I like the D-Slick. And then the Professionals. I don't love the sprayer on this, but I love the product. So we're going to spray our face and get it really good and damp. You want it nice and damp. And then you can go in with a powder. I only have one in here because the other one's in the purse from this weekend. Take a fluffy brush, and while your face is still damp, tap it into the bristles. Start on the outside, bottom outside, top outside, whatever, and then work in. Don't apply powder directly to the mid of your face. You're going to accentuate your pores. You're going to accentuate your under eyes, and you're going to accentuate fine lines at your forehead. So I always start on the outside and I work my way in. And because we tapped it down and in, it's like glitter, okay? When you think it's empty, that's when you're getting it. And you go under the eye You can go into the nose crease, around and around. There you go. And then you take setting spray again, because if you accidentally over apply, which we're all guilty of, you spray that on and it takes the texture of the powder and it reduces it. Does that make sense? But now that we see the makeup, you see how the eye look comes together and it gives it width and lift. Like I was talking about, the eyebrows help with that a bit, but also using those correctors gives me longevity in my makeup, but also my stuff, gone. You don't see that scarring, the hyperpigmentation, the rosacea, the hormonal breakout, gone. I didn't need to do extra coverage on my pimple. The pigmentation of this makeup, I find, is a little bit, it's a lot better than using the stick foundations. It's not as slick and slippery. Hold on just a sec. But it's not as slick as the other stick foundations. It's a really good, it's just, I've been using Saint for 5 years. I've been sharing Saint for almost 4. Please subscribe. If you had fun here today, I mean, this is longer than, I think this is my longest Monday live, but this was such an amazing conversation, full of really good questions. And I have absolutely just, I needed a live like this today, to be totally honest, to keep coming and doing this. I needed it. But I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel. I let out other tutorials throughout the week where I'm able to break down. Sometimes I take conversations from here and I make smaller version tutorials throughout the week. So I'll do an eye tutorial. I will redo another brow tutorial, and I'll have a natural brow, and I'll do a structured brow since that was a topic. But then I love doing lip tutorials and then face tutorials. Thank you. Thank you everybody who's been here. Thank you to everybody who's been kind. And thank you for not being one more thing. This was such an amazing live. So thank you so much. I will be back next Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific time doing another makeup live. But I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and be a part of this, because this does support my family. And I love being able to help my family, because then, you know, my husband's the breadwinner, and then I get to buy him something nice that he didn't, you know. I always hated being like, I'm going to get you something for your birthday with your credit card, and now I can actually surprise him, and I've gotten to do that a couple of times. So I will see you next Monday. Please hit the subscribe button, be here, and thank you for being amazing today. So have a great day.